Now let's turn to news that is gripping the left and shaking the progressive movement to its core. I'm only doing one segment covering this. I don't like gossiping. It distracts from what is important. But that is also why I prepared this segment. It must be addressed. For 2 decades, I've watched the Young Turks. Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian weren't just voices. They were guides who introduced me to politics that mattered. They made it tangible, serious, and real. For that, I am grateful. But gratitude does not blind me. Let's discuss the union fight in 2020. TYT resisted its staff's effort to organize, claiming they couldn't afford it. That excuse is the anthem of every boss who has ever prioritized profits over people. Sure, Cenk signed the union contract in the end, but so did Henry Ford, and not out of altruism. Signing after resistance doesn't erase the damage done. Cenk, you built a platform fighting for workers. But when it came to your own house, you faltered. Progressives demand better. Then there's your recent attempts to court MAGA voters. You've argued for common ground on economic issues, but this strategy ignores a fundamental truth. MAGA isn't just a voting bloc. It's a movement rooted in opposing everything progressivism stands for. Trying to align with them isn't bridging a gap, it's walking into a trap. History has shown us appeasing those who see us as an enemy doesn't earn respect. It reveals weakness. This isn't building solidarity. It's risking the trust of progressives who have stood with you. TYT was never about compromise with reactionary politics. It was about forging ahead with principles intact. Anna, your trajectory is just as baffling. Your criticisms of the Democratic Party are valid, but where are they leading? Voice those concerns in an uncompromising fashion, but make no mistake, pushing narratives that sound pulled from centrist or conservative playbooks, like critiques of crime policies, erodes your credibility. Disagreeing with your party is one thing, but when the message starts to blur into opposition rhetoric, your purpose becomes unclear. Then there are the public outbursts from both of you. Tantrums of toddlers that serve as nothing other than a distraction. Instead of rallying progressives, these moments pull focus away from the issues that matter. And what's with your demonization of migrants in your Aurora story? I lived in Denver. I know the reality. You wanted to point fingers at migrants while ignoring the systemic issues driving violence. That's not progressive journalism. It's scapegoating. If you cared to dig deeper, you'd find answers, not talking points. I'll give you a lead. For a building that has homegrown, red-blooded American gang members causing issues. Welton Park Apartments, managed by Graystar, a name that should sound familiar to you, Anna, as you recently did a story on them. For years, I stood by the Young Turks because you stood for something greater than yourselves. You weren't perfect, but you were principled. You fought for workers, the marginalized, and had a vision of justice that went beyond sound bites. But now I see a platform struggling under the weight of contradictions. This isn't about betrayal. It's about accountability. It's about ensuring that the movement TYT once championed remains strong, uncorrupted by missteps or compromises. The mission comes first. Cenk, Anna, you have lost your way. But the fight for progress doesn't have to lose with you. I am holding on to what you once stood for. Do not mistake the patience of those who believe in you for weakness, or you will find that trust, once broken, is not easily restored. Thank you for joining me at the Bull Moose Network. Your time is valuable. and I truly appreciate you spending some of it here. If you found value in what we're doing, consider hitting like, subscribing, and leaving a comment. I know it's not nothing. It costs time, and I'm grateful for yours. That small effort helps a new channel like this grow and keep delivering content that matters. Eyes open, voices loud.